Randy, you've been very long-term bearish on the stock market since the onset of COVID-19. Are you still holding firm to that view?
Absolutely. I'm even more bearish at this point. Structurally, we started out with large deficit spending over the last several decades and increasing debt levels. We've had a central bank that has been very accommodative and really went from being the chief enabler to complicit in the crime. Every time the Federal Reserve has tried to back off some of their programs over the last several years, the market has shown that it will not sustain those gains. And so COVID-19 just throws a whole new wrinkle into the whole dynamic of how our economy should work. And I actually think this is the perfect storm. This is not a market event that is going to be over. This is a long enduring process that we're going to go through over the next several years as we try to get over the initial virus and its implications, but also try to rebuild the economy over the next several years.
What about the economy? It seems that the markets and economy have been painting two very different pictures.
I don't think there's ever been a greater disparity right now between what the markets are doing and what the economy is doing. As I mentioned, one third of, on an annualized basis, the economic decline in activity in the second quarter. I'm not sure how much better that's going to get in the third and fourth quarter. I know people are always trying to kind of plan out and go out maybe a year or two to say, hey, at some point we're going to kind of normalize. But I just don't think it's that easy to kind of turn on and off the economy, especially when you're having to rebuild a lot of those economies. So the question is, which is right? Is the economy is the economy really where the market should be, or vice versa? I think the economic activity is pretty much not going to improve in the near future. So I think the economy ultimately is going to win out. Now, that being said, you've got massive central bank Fed intervention. And even prior to the coronavirus, I mean, every time the Fed kind of stepped in and said, we're going to back off providing some liquidity to the market started recessing or getting worse. So I think they're really painting themselves in a very bad corner, in the sense that I'm not sure what they really can do at this point in terms of backing off any type of support of the economy.
And given all these uncertainties, what should investors and their financial advisors be doing to prepare for the next 6, 12 months?
Well, I think the first thing is to realize that modern portfolio theory is dead. And really, but when I say that, I mean that traditionally people have taken different asset classes combined together to create a smooth return for the individual investor. That obviously has been hurt severely because of the fixed income environment we're in right now. Obviously, with lowering the rates so low, bonds really aren't yielding anything of any significance to provide a significant cash flow to the portfolio. And it's actually put an additional burden on the individual investor to own fixed income, because not only do they not have the income, but I'm not sure they can really count on the stability of bonds going forward, especially as we seem to be spending trillions of dollars every month to kind of keep the economy going. So it's a big fundamental problem right now with our economy. I'm not sure how that's really going to play out. But I think the individual investor needs to focus on saying, given the current inputs that we have right now in terms of low yield, low dividend, interest rate environment, is there a better way to build a portfolio? And I think that kind of goes back to using the more modern tools of investing to build that portfolio.